So welcome back, everyone. Now, this is going to be very interesting. I have with me Peyton Nielsen, and he's the co-owner of Federal Benefits Advisory Group. Welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to be sharing the show right afterwards. It's going to be a lot of fun. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Great. Thanks for having me on, Carol. The Federal Benefits Advisory Group is actually a family business started by my father back in the early 90s. We teach federal employees about their benefits, what they have while they're working, what to prepare for before retirement, how those affect their retirement, and what are some good tips and tricks on how to make sure they have a successful retirement.
So, how does somebody get involved with you? I mean, they're working for a company and they think they're already all taken care of. Do they listen to this type of a show and say, wow, he's somebody I need to call?
They can, yes, but most oftentimes federal employees are confused on their benefits already. In fact, President Bush tried passing an act back in 2004 that required their agencies to provide a certain number of hours of training on their benefits each year. That doesn't quite get followed out. So they're already searching, looking for this information, and it kind of was a needs basis that we started back in the early 90s. But yes.
But here, this is what I love about the show, because there's a lot of people that are probably listening to this show that might be federal, government employees, right?
Yep.
Federal employees,
Yep.
and they may not know what to do. They're worried about it, right?
Right.
And so they hear something like this, or maybe you know someone who does, and you can tell them about it, and here they can get the information through you of what. And so you do something that you said before you came on that you also offer for free, which is a sort of a analysis, a benefit analysis. What is that?
Yep. So these classes are actually taught two different ways. Okay. One way is in the agencies. Quite oftentimes we get hired by the specific agencies to come in and teach their organization. For example, sometimes if we're doing the managers training, it might be several hundred of their state managers. After those classes, we do federal benefit analysis reviews where we look at what benefits they have right now while they're working, show them, for example, what their life insurance is, how much it's costing them. There's a few horror stories, especially about the option B that we can talk about a little bit later, and what those will double every 5 years in cost. So we go through those type of things along with the health insurance and their thrift savings plan and offer them an analysis that kind of just lets them know where they're at, lets them know where they stand, what they need to change, how to be prepared for that next stage of life.
Now, when they call you direct, they make an appointment with you, they come in, do you do a free consultation with them? How does that work?
Yep, exactly. They can call us, come in anytime. We'll sit down with them, kind of get to know them a little bit. Everybody's a little bit different, right?
It's a story. Everyone's got their own story.
Everyone's got a different story, a different timeline. Some people are trying to retire soon. Some people are newly hired, and that kind of changes the narrative of our conversation. But we look at each individual person and try and help them from where they stand.
They come to you? Do you come to them? Do you do it over the phone?
Well, when they come to us for the consultation, that's with us. We do come to them when the agencies hire us to come teach the class.
So either way, okay, now what we're going to do here is get out some information. You are statewide, okay? You do free consultations. You've got great reviews on the Better Business Bureau, so you're with them as well. Their website is Federal Benefit Advice. federalbenefitsadvice.com.
Exactly.
You could check them out there. You can also call them direct. Their phone number is 480-681-5121. We're going to open up the lines to the audience if it's okay with you, because you have a book.
Sure.
You have a book that you co-authored. What's it about?
Yep, it's about avoiding FEGLI and TSP mistakes. So before everyone kind of questions what that is, our government loves acronyms, don't they? If you work for the government, you know that everything that you have as far as your benefits is put into an acronym that some of the new employees don't understand. Right? So your FEGLI stands for your Federal Employee Group Life Insurance, and that's the life insurance program offered through the government. And TSP is the Thrift Savings Plan. That's equivalent to a federal employee's 401k, the retirement savings. Okay? So the book is about how to avoid some of the key mistakes that we see most federal employees actually fall short of or fall into while they're working without the proper knowledge.
So we're going to open up the lines to the audience, and we're going to let people call in for that. And maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know who's a federal employee that might be interested in something like this. They're going to get out of that how to understand those acronyms and what they mean and what they need to do.
Yep, it's kind of like a survival guide.
A survival guide. So tell me what it is. A survival guide for what?
For federal benefits.
So it's a survival guide for for federal benefits. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for this. You know, the book, what's the book called?
How to Avoid TSP and FEGLI Mistakes.
Okay.
Yep, pretty simple, right?
It's that simple. And the information, you have this kind of information on your website, or is it on the book, in the book only?
You know, the book has the majority of it. On the website is where we do get contacted to teach the classes. So our classes, when we teach them in the agencies, they're either 2 hours long, 4 hours long, which is a half day, a full day, or a 2-day class, depending on the needs of the agency. And that's where the bulk of the information is given out, especially to some of the specific agencies.
I bet you a lot of people have a lot of questions about it when it comes to their benefits, and they don't know. And I don't think the employees really want them to know exactly everything, right?
That's true.
It's probably true.
In fact, when a federal employee is hired, they get handed this notebook, right? It's actually a folder that they have to fill out what life insurance they want, what health insurance they want, what they want their TSP invested in. And they have 30 days to complete it and turn it in. Well, most of them, they're getting hired, they're changing, they're moving. There's a lot of things going on in their life that they don't know what they're filling out. So they just go through it real quick and turn it in. And then here we are 10, 15 years later, and they still don't understand what they signed up for back when they were hired. That's pretty common.
Well, our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. You're going to get the book, but along with that, the free benefit analysis as well. So they're going to come in, they're going to talk to you about what it is that you have, and they're going to show you whether you're making mistakes here or there. And can these things be changed?
They can. Some of them can. For example, some of the life insurance options can be changed. Now, you can always go down in coverage, but you can't go up in coverage. Okay, that only happens every 6 to 7 years. It's called an open season. So those are things that we have to look at on a needs basis and see if it needs changed or not.
So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Check them out on their website. It's federalbenefitsadvice.com. You can also call them direct. Their phone number is 480-681-5121. They're statewide. They do free consultations. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, so you're going to see a lot of great reviews there on them. But call in here and get the book. You're also going to get the free benefits. It's sort of getting ready for, you said, for retirement, but for federal employees.
Yeah, and let's not stress too much retirement. In fact, most times it is people who are within 5 years that is from retirement that comes to the classes and wants to know this information. But it's the individuals who are being proactive about it, maybe early on in their career, mid-career, that want to learn these things, that if they learn them early on in their career, it makes a huge difference by the time they get to, later in their career retirement.
When you work with people and you find that there's different mistakes that they might have made in this and that, you're saving them money. Is that the whole point?
Oh, yes.
So
lots of money, lots of time.
What kind of, do you have a story?
I do, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. One of the options that's kind of a misnomer among the federal employees is one of their life insurance options. It's called Option B. What they get to do is choose 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 times their annual salary as a life insurance option. Well, a lot of times we see federal employees when they're hired, maybe they're young, in their 20s or early 30s, they have a young family. So when they get that packet we talked about, their new hire packet, they sign up for the maximum life insurance in every option because, it's important to them at that time. Well, it's also very cheap when they're young, but Option B, what most federal employees don't know, that it doubles in premium every 5 years once you turn age 40. So once someone turns 40 to 45, it doubles. 45 to 50, it doubles. 50 to 55 to 65, and maybe they're at retirement at 65, and now in some cases we've seen that be several $1,000s per month that they're paying just in that same life insurance they've had their entire career.
So it's like you do a second set of eyes for them.
Very much so, yeah.
A second opinion type of thing.
Yep.
Right? And then you can help them save money in many cases.
Yep.
So our number here, the book again is called
How to Avoid TSP and FEGLI Mistakes.
And you don't want to have to do that. He co-authored the book. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it. Check it out on their website. It is Federal Benefits with an S, advice.com. Their phone number direct, it's 480-681-5121. They're statewide. They do free consultations. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau, and there's great reviews there. Call in here, get the book. You're also going to get the free benefit analysis as well. 602-277-5369. So welcome back, everyone. We're still live on Facebook here, and we're talking with Peyton Nielsen. He is the co-owner of Federal Benefits Advisory Group. We're talking a little bit about federal employees and your benefits and how you have no idea what they really, you started with a company and you probably did one thing at that time, and life changes, you get older, things happen. And you were mentioning just a minute ago that how many times it could go up when you turn 40?
The option B life insurance doubles every 5 years. So your cost will go up double every 5 years once you turn age 40.
And how many people don't really know what they're doing when it comes with their benefits?
90% or more.
90% or more.
Yeah.
So you help a lot of people. And in how do you help them again?
Well, mainly by pointing out what options they have, because a lot of times they do sign up for those when they're first hired and then forget about it for quite some time, maybe 20, 30 years on some cases, so they're not even aware of how much coverage or life insurance they have to leave their loved ones if they died. So pointing those out, looking at the cost and what the changes are and what's happening is how we help them avoid further mistakes.
And you can save them a lot of money.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Now, again, your book, you wrote this you co-authored the book. It's How to Avoid TSP and FEGLI Mistakes. I'm getting the lingo down here. And that's a survival guide on federal benefits for people out there. Maybe it's you or someone that you know that could use something like this. We're going to leave our lines open for the rest of the show for everyone to call in for it. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. They do free consultations with people. They're statewide. They are rated with the Better Business Bureau. They've got great reviews on the Better Business Bureau, as well on Facebook as well. And then you can call them direct at 480-681-5121, or call in here and get the book. And along with the book, you're going to get a free benefit analysis, which is basically getting you ready to know what you need to know before, like 5 years before you're going to retire.
Yeah, for sure. Or
if
if they're younger,
do I have it down?
Yeah, they can get the benefit analysis no matter what age. It might help them a lot more, or even further out from retirement.
The sooner the better.
The sooner the better.
The
for
sooner
sure.
the better. I bet you a lot of people don't even realize that they themselves can call someone like you and work with someone like you direct, that they would think that you would be someone that the company would hire to come in and bring in and do, which I'm sure you do that too.
Yep, we do that too. So those agencies that do hire us, they understand they can call us anytime. But a lot of the other agencies, maybe that their agency hasn't been as proactive as hiring us to come in and teach, or they haven't had the funding for it. That happens quite a bit. They do feel like they're alone. They don't know that there are as many people out there like us that they can call and ask these questions.
And you said it starts with a story, because everybody has a story.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Everybody's different, and that's where this book would come in. It's a survival guide to help you understand, your benefits a little bit better. Especially, you can also then work with you, and people don't realize you could do that. So you can call them direct. Their phone number is 480-681-5121, or call in here and get all of this from us. Our number here, 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So what are some of the major misconceptions about benefits in the federal workplace?
Okay, so one of the major ones we talked about was that option B cost. That's unknown. But another one is, let's say, sick leave hours. Okay, so in years past, a FERS employee, which is another acronym, you love those, right? A FERS employee is any federal employee that was hired after 1987 for many, many years, from 1987 till actually 2014. If they did not use their sick leave hours and then retired, they lost them. Okay, they just go away. And in some cases, a lot of these federal employees will have 1,000, 2,000, or even 3,000. We've seen hours of sick leave, which is quite a big loss if it goes away.
Those are the older folks folks that never missed a day of work
And they're
in their
still
life.
out there.
They are.
They're still out
and then
there.
they got messed up from it, right?
They did. So for many years, that was a use or lose system where if they didn't use them, they retired, they were gone. Okay. So FERS employees, those federal employees hired after 1987, would start getting what was jokingly known as the FERS flu. Okay. They'd start taking a lot of sick leave hours and burning those before the retirement day because they didn't want to leave any of them to Uncle Sam. Well, nowadays, a lot of those FERS employees still do that because they didn't know that the rule changed January 1st of 2014 to where now anybody from the FERS system who retires, let's say they had 2,000 hours of sick leave, that's actually equivalent to about 11 months of creditable service, which would add into their retirement calculation, therefore increasing their retirement pay for the rest of their life. So they're burning those hours, thinking it's use or lose, and in reality, if they just had those at retirement or saved them, it would increase the amount that they could make in retirement forever.
Thus, listening to this show is a good idea so that you find out stuff like that from you.
Yep.
And
That's
so
a big
they
one.
can call you direct. That phone number is 480-681-5121. They're statewide. They do free consultations, and basically anyone can call you, correct?
Yeah,
you don't
any federal
have to.
employee.
Okay. And they're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They've got great reviews there. Also on Facebook, you can check them out there too. Their website is federalbenefitsadvice.com. And our number here, we're going to give away the book, which is the survival guide on the federal benefits and understanding them a lot better anyway. And also the free benefits analysis that's going to help you. The earlier that you understand it, the better for you. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And we're going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for all of these things that we're giving away today. Okay, so obviously, how can knowing your benefits work drastically to change your future?
Yeah, great story on this one. So Federal Benefits Advisory Group was actually started in Pocatello, Idaho, a little small town in Idaho, right? Not very many people, probably about 60,000 people total, but there's a really
But they all
big...
work for the federal...
A lot of them do. There's a big FBI hub there, and there's a big Department of Energy hub there. So there's a lot of federal employees in southeast Idaho. Well, a good family friend of ours growing up was an FBI agent. My father was teaching federal employees back then, but when we would do Sunday barbecues, dinners, that sort of thing, they didn't really converse about his benefits. It's not really the topic of conversation at the barbecue, right? Well, when this individual got to retirement, he then came to my father, who started the Federal Benefits Advisory Group, for advice in retiring, and it was at that point that we learned that he hadn't been contributing to his thrift savings plan. Remember, that's the 401k equivalent for federal employees, for a very long time, from a rumor that he heard from an old, it's called CSRS, Civil Service Retirement System, not to add another acronym to you, but those individuals never got any matching contributions on their 401k. Well, this individual that was a family friend would have got matching contributions, but he heard a rumor in the workplace sometime, quit contributing, and now here he was at retirement, and he did not have enough funds saved away to provide the lifestyle that he needed for his family in retirement. So if he would have known, or if my father and him would have discussed that many years prior to his retirement, it could have drastically changed his lifestyle and his family's lifestyle in retirement, just by knowing how it
So
works.
the best time to call you is when?
Yesterday.
So though a lot of people have been working for years,
they
you know,
have.
and you don't want them to think, okay, well, I've done it already. I probably can't do anything about it, but they might be able to.
They might be able to, yeah, and say it's never. It might be too late, but it's never.
You don't know.
better
What
than
you don't
today.
know, you
Yeah.
don't know, but would be
Yep.
better to know, especially with something like this. And you can save them money, and
Definitely.
that's important, especially when it comes to your retirement.
Yep.
So again, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get the book. It's How to Avoid TSP and Feigley Mistakes.
Yep.
This is a survival guide on the federal benefits, whether it's you or someone that you know, it'd be a great book for them to have. And it's a book where you don't have to read it cover to cover. It's basically you can go through and say, hey, this is where I kind of
Yes.
need. You need to understand that. I don't want everybody to think it's like okay, yay.
You
right?
can pick out what you need.
What
for
you
sure.
need, right? And then, of course, the free benefit analysis. Tell them what they're going to get with that.
So that benefit analysis really dives into your situation, right? We can talk about the life insurance, the health insurance, the TSP, the retirement income, all in a big picture, but it's not really going to help you based on your own individual numbers, right? The benefit analysis will show you how much income you're eligible for your pension and retirement, how much life insurance you have, what the cost is, the coverage is, your thrift savings plan, your 401k, and the health insurance. So it gives you an overall view of what your retirement picture actually looks like.
So when is the best time for them to call you for a successful retirement?
Okay, you mean time of day or time of their career?
Well, I mean, seriously, there's so many people out there, especially that might be listening to this, that didn't just start. They've been around for a while, and but who knows? You never know. But the best thing to do is to give you a call as soon as possible. You get to go over it, and it's a free service that you offer. It's a consultation that you go through with them. Do you find that a lot of people is pretty eye-awakening?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, a lot of people come in there, and I love the ones that it's a positive experience when they're on the right track, but oftentimes it's not. Oftentimes there's things we have to correct to make sure that they're on the right track for retirement, but it's very eye-opening.
And it starts with a conversation, and anyone can call. You don't have to wait. And if you're listening to this and maybe you work for a company like that, you can tell them, maybe you should say, hey, they should come in and do this for us, because your employers want you to get what you deserve, right?
We hope so.
That number to call them direct, it's 480-681-5121. They do free consultations. They're statewide. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. They have great reviews there as well as on Facebook. We're going to leave our lines open here. Get the book. It starts with that, having the information. Information gives you power. It really does. And also you're going to get the free benefits analysis. And again, maybe it's you or someone that you know, and that's what I love about networking. That's what it's all about. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Real quickly, what are your classes?
So we have one coming up October 19th in Tucson, one November 16th in Scottsdale, and one November 23rd in Mesa. You can call our phone number to find out the address and locations.
Check it out. It is Federal Benefits with an S, advice.com. It's 480-681-5121. Or call in here and get all the books from us.